feel like when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of like money. I have no money currently to give, but I have like my morality. I have my goodness about me. You know,
No, we're evil. We're evil people.
No, we
Oh,
not.
we're evil people.
No, we not. Nigga, if I'm homeless and I'm at the bus stop and she come up to me smiling and I ask her for $5, she come up, I don't got $5, but I give you a hug. Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges.
What's up, everybody? And in this video, we're going to be reacting to a series called Middle Ground. And in Middle Ground, essentially, we have two groups of people standing on different sides of the fence. Whether that be millionaires versus poor, straight A students versus flunky students, you get the idea. But essentially, they are asked questions, and if they agree with the questions, they come to the middle. They converse, have a conversation with it, and afterwards, the entire room is allowed to have a voice. Once again, this is a really good series to watch, and I recommend everybody check it out at least once. So yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into the reaction.
The first prompt is, I worked for everything I earned.
You know, we can't really speak on their perspectives for this, so I'm gonna just ask you, do you think you work for everything you've earned?
If I didn't, I wouldn't have nothing, honestly. I had to make something out of nothing, and I chose to do something and not just be poor and not let myself be poor and still stuck where I didn't want to be.
Yeah, I wasn't born into wealth. Hell, I'm not in the wealth now. But I think if I didn't get up off my behind, didn't get up, work, there was points where I was walking to work, there was points where I was bumming rides to get jobs and all that stuff. I started working as soon as physically possible. I started working as soon as my 15th birthday hit. But yeah, I've had a lot of help on the way. I've had people that looked out for me and all that stuff like that. But like, it always starts with yourself.
So I grew up with two parents that were basically paycheck to paycheck, and none of them had any extra money. It was by seeing my parents struggle like that I really realized the value of money. So I basically poured everything I had into my work. There were years, I would say 4 years, that I didn't have any friends. From 18 to 22, it was just me. And I was working from probably 8 a.m. until midnight, working as a real estate agent.
I completely agree. I think that what a lot of people discount is all the sacrifices that are made. I didn't go to parties. I don't really honestly have like a ton of friends. And it's not like a sacrifice where I was like, I'm gonna have no friends, but you can only balance so many plates or you drop everything. And the plate that I chose to give up was a social life.
Let me ask you this. If you can guarantee yourself making, let's just say $500,000 a year, but you have to completely give up your social life, no friends, no, romantic relations, nothing like that. If you cut off all your social desires for a guaranteed $500,000 a year, would you be able to do it?
Yes and no. Like, I would like to have like at least like my wife. Like, I need my wife. You need somebody like helping you along the way. It'll be better. Because going through that on your own, like, imagine like you getting all that money and you working so hard, but at the same time you're draining yourself. What are you working for? You're working to get rich, but also you're supposed to be working to provide for a family in the future, provide for your wife, a family, you know what I'm saying? Sustain life, you know what I'm saying? Rebuild. And you create that generational wealth through your family line. You break the curse. That's what I would be trying to do.
It depends. It depends. Some people are built for it. It's like, let's have a few rough years to have a great rest of your life type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people started alone, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these people aren't going to end alone because, like, you're going to work. And then once you get to that level of success, once you get to that level of sustainability, that's when you start to let people in. Granted, it's going to be as many people as before. No, it's going to be the same people as before. Probably not. But you're going to be better. The people around you are going to, hopefully, are around to help make you better. But let's just say yes, right? What if you said yes? How many years could you do it? How many years of just no social life where it's like, okay, this is enough?
Can I have my wife at least?
You can have your wife when you say this is enough.
I can. I'd rather grind with my wife, bro, than just grind alone. The long grind, I couldn't do it, bro.
I will say, I understand people that say they can do it at all. I understand the people who say they can do 1 year, 2 years. The people who can say they do 5. But I just think at a certain point, enough is enough. At a certain point where you have to take a step back and just look at everything you built and be like, damn, do I really want to do this alone? And it doesn't even have to be a romantic partner. It could be just friends. It could be your mother, anything. Anybody that just keeps you human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Personally, I think at most I can do 2 years. But after 2 years, I don't think I can do it no more. Not because the money is fine and everything, because yeah, that's a lot of money to be leaving on the table. But I just think that social part of people is super important. And I think without it, I think it was just driving me insane. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of labor and communal effort that goes into getting all of us here that we don't get paid for, that other people don't get paid for. And the examples that you two gave are perfect, actually. You both earn your money by extracting value from capital transactions. You are not building the house you're selling. You're not out there working like in a slave mine, pulling selenium out of the earth like some people on this planet are. And we have to re-understand what it means to earn money and how we all interact to do that.
So how would you address based off extracting value if you start a company from the ground and then you build it into a multi-million-dollar company?
Okay, I get what he's trying to say. The whole fact that, yeah, even though you are doing it on your own, technically, nothing's ever done alone. Even like your basic operation, somebody's paying for the electricity, blah, 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 right? I get what he's saying. It's just very, very fucking Mickey, if you ask me. Say you start a clothes business and you're making clothes. You're like, you never did that alone because Dollar Tree supplied the shirts. Like, I mean, technically you're never alone, but like, I don't think that's what the question was trying to ask. Right. I think bro was just trying to be a smart ass. That's just me.
But no one does that because there's investors and stuff that come in too.
Not always.
Most of the time. I mean, you have to get capital from somewhere.
I have raised money before.
Yeah.
But I've also started companies I didn't raise money for.
How would you finance them?
By working a part-time retail job for minimum wage and then saving up and then putting it in.
I have felt judged for my income level.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has at one point in time in life. You know, it'd be like that family reunion or that family get together and everybody pull up with their cars in the yard and you see somebody got some brand new truck. It's a brand new car out there. And I pull up in my 06 Toyota. It's still kicking, still driving good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should judge based on people's income, but I feel like everybody gets judged on their income level. Like even in all parts of life, like even in the dating world, like if a girl see you with a lesser car, a lesser phone, a lesser anything, they're not gonna want to talk to you.
Yeah, I've seen both sides of that. Like people who have judged me because I make less than them, and also people who have judged me because I make more than them. You can see it just in your environment. It doesn't have to be personal. You're walking down the street, somebody like looks nicer than you, and they're just gonna be like, look at you like you're lesser. And then there's situations like you said with family where somebody is like, oh my God, he's doing so well for himself. Haha, good for him. And there's people who's like, oh my God, he's doing so well for himself. Why isn't he trying to help us? You know what I'm saying? Like people judge, like regardless if it's malicious, regardless if it's, pleasurable. I get that's, basically being very Mickey when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, I think everybody, whether you've been at your lowest or your highest, you've been judged by somebody. Society is, which I hate to say this, but a lot of it is just like very competitive, very comparison based. So why does he have more? Why does this person have less? Oh my God, people are always putting themselves against something. Something's always relative to something. Either, hey, I'm better at you than this, or hey, I'm worse than this guy. Holy crap, what am I doing wrong? Like that's just how our society is based. So I think there's not a single soul that lives in America that has not been judged for their income level.
I think it's part of general society. We
Right.
are always judging each other. Having used SNAP points before, like standing in a grocery store, using the card that I've gotten from the government to pay for food and feeling the people behind me thinking that's something that you haven't earned or gotten.
Has somebody ever asked you to use your SNAP on them?
I mean, I have. Generally, there's not that much to go around.
It's the same mentality when it's $1 versus SNAP. Somebody could still ask me to share. Well, you get it. Why can't you help me out?
I didn't step forward because me personally, I surround myself with people that just like what's in my bank account just doesn't matter to the people that are around me. I do think a lot of judgment towards how much you make reflects on like your dating experience. That I do feel.
See, I've never had
Yeah.
that because I'm
No?
so frugal. If there are girls that are out there who want me for my money, like they should know I'm probably like the cheapest person out there. I literally will wait like 9 p.m. for happy hour to start just so I get the happy hour menu. And so, so I would be like the last person any sort of like gold digger would want.
I find myself in situations with these boys that have no job, no nothing. And I end up taking on these charity cases of
Yeah.
relationships. Oh, why don't you put him on or build him up? And it's like, you can't build.
Yes, not build a bear.
I mean, you can. I mean, I've met guys I've dated that, go on to have successful businesses from my input. You want to date somebody equal or greater, but then you don't want to be materialistic about, like, well, I only date people with money because I make money.
Anyone can become rich if you work hard enough.
That's low-key a tough one, bro. It's low-key tough. If you think about it, it's people that work their ass off day in, day out. I say, for example, like you try to make it to the NFL. You get up every day, you work hard day in, day out. You get faster, stronger, smarter. You finally get there. Then you get cut. That's the same way with getting rich, bro. It's people that work hard every day. They try to do new things and end up just not working out.
Yeah, I think it depends on the baseline level of what you call rich. Like a lot of people don't consider $100,000 a year rich, even though if you live by yourself, that's more than enough to live happily, live comfortably, all that stuff. But I guess let's just say like $300,000 a year, triple that. I think it's possible if you work hard enough. I just think a lot of people do not have the drive, aren't willing to make the sacrifices necessary to do that. Because like you said, we was asking, hey, guarantee $500,000 a year, but no social ties. Some people would say yes, some people would say no. It's just your mentality. It's just about what you have around you and what you're willing to give up and what you're not willing to. A lot of people have become rich doing what they like to do, doing what they are put on this earth to do. Some people have become rich doing things they absolutely hate just because they know it's gonna benefit them financially. It's not so black and white. There's a lot of gray area that goes into it. There's a lot of people you would be abandoning. There's a lot of feelings you'd be putting to the side. I think it's possible, but I think in order for a good majority of people, they would have to lose their humanity in order to do so.
The phrase selling your soul, you just getting rid of everybody and everything just to focus on money, that's what selling your soul is. Like you're doing anything and everything for money. You're giving everything out for money. You'll leave anything, anybody, you won't help nobody, but you're just focused on you getting money. Like you're selling out. You'll do anything for it, no matter what it takes.
So I just think that anyone could become rich if they actually like believed in themselves and took the risk to actually believe in themselves, that there is some success at the end of the line of that.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to mindset first and really having the belief that you can do that. I know for me, one of my biggest concerns was I didn't have any skills whatsoever and I didn't get into college. I have like a 2.0 GPA in high school. Like it was terrible. I had such bad grades, but I really turned that into a positive. And I really believe this actually happened for a reason because now I can pursue something else, which is real estate, because that didn't require a college degree. And looking back now, that was the best thing that had ever happened.
That's like a really sticky situation with anyone can become like rich, and because I don't think that's completely true. A lot of people can if they have the connections and stuff, you know. But I feel like sometimes people like they work 2 jobs, or sometimes they have other things going on. They have to pay their needs first. They don't always have like money for that, you know. Because like my dad, he's like a landscape worker. He has tried making his own company, and it doesn't always like work out. He has tried hard. It doesn't work. That's why I think it's like you have to have connects, you know. That's why.
Do you mind if I interject?
Yeah,
In terms of building connections, I didn't have any connections either when it comes to working in real estate. And what I did to make the connections is I went to open houses every single Sunday for months, and I probably met at least 50 or 60 real estate agents. And it was through that I met one agent who was really gracious enough to say, if you want to come work underneath me, I'm happy to do that. And it was really that connection, which like you mentioned, connection, that I met that person through. Just really kind of putting myself out there to meet people.
That ethic right there helped you all the way through life. Because I can remember times where, like when I left college, I really needed a job, and it was hard to get a job because Indeed, you put like 50 applications in on Indeed, nobody hit back. I got up, went to the job I was applying for. I went there, say like 3 days out of 7, I'm at that job asking them about my application. I was up there so much they ended up putting my application to the front because I always came there on time right when they opened.
And then it's just about putting yourself in the right places to meet people. So I'm gonna tell a little bit of a story right here. But let's say a couple of my friends and I went on this trip, right? Man, this trip was amazing. And we met a lot of people, and we was just throwing our names out there. Hey, I can do this. Hey, I can do that. And those echoes, they might have not done anything in that moment, but that's in the back of somebody's head in case they need you, in case they need your services or what you provide. You never know how that stuff comes back. I met specifically 2 people on this trip, 2 people that were the main components of what I do now. For those who don't know, I am a video editor, and I would not have been in that situation if I didn't put myself out there. If I didn't say, hey, my name is T Bangs, I can do this. And then that right there, it's just enough. It's just enough to be like, okay, we need somebody. Oh, remember that guy who was telling me? Yeah. We got to go find him. Stuff like that matters. And if you don't put yourself in that position, then like you're just holding yourself back.
There's a lot of institutional and systemic barriers that we aren't really talking about. If you walk into like a Beverly Hills $5 million house not speaking English, they're probably not going to give you the like hookup. We don't tend to move within circles where those connections cross economic and socioeconomic lines. But even beyond that, I want to say like you took a big risk and your risk paid off. But what if your risk hadn't paid off? And that's for a lot of people who do try and start their own businesses, try and start their own YouTube channel. That risk doesn't pay off, and there's no real safety net there. So we're not really getting an adequate side of people who have like taken that entrepreneurial risk and not been able to take it again.
I'm almost worried it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, though. If you go in and fearing, oh, what am I going to fail? And that becomes your main focus, I think more people are less likely to take risks actually needed to succeed because they're more focused on not failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think your beliefs create the level of action you take, and the level of action you take determines your results, and it is cyclical.
I am not obligated to give to the less fortunate.
I'm gonna tell you right now, no, I'm not. I am not obligated. Am I going to? Yes. Am I doing that every day? No. Am I doing that every week? Probably not. But if I find a surplus, or like I just hear about something, or I just see a guy on the street every once in a while, I will. But I'm not obligated to do that. Nobody's holding me at gunpoint. Nobody's holding anybody at gunpoint. Like that's not something you're obligated to do.
Giving like that, that's really one of the things is like that comes straight from the heart, like generosity. That's what you gotta have to give like that, because you gotta understand like, hey, my pocket's running low, but hey, this person don't have anything, and they walking up to you asking for milk and eggs, and you can help them get that. You always gotta understand that it's somebody in the world that got it way worse than you got it, and that's one of the main things I always stuck to my brain, because like, hey, I feel like with $50, I feel like I'm broke, but there's a person out there that's $10, $15 left in their pocket, but they can't afford to do that because they got to pay for this. They got to pay for tissue and something to make their house smell better because they got to clean up because the house is so bad because they can't maintain it because they don't have AC, so the heat don't. Like, it's people going through way worse than what we. That's one of the main things. People not grateful for what they got. And
yeah, but do you feel like that's your obligation though?
Obligation? I don't feel like it's my obligation. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with helping somebody. There's some people that look it down on homeless people, be like, oh, you just a beggar, or you just do this, that. Like, there's some people that like really look down on homeless people. Like, how could you allow yourself to go homeless? Like me, I'm not walking up to a homeless person and asking them like, what happened? What led to you being here? I'm just, if I ask them something, it's like, are you hungry? Do you need something to drink? Do you need water? Something like that. And that's just the humanity. Like, we're supposed to help each other, bro. Like, it don't matter like what happened. We're supposed to help each other.
So the reason I stood up on this one is one of the missions in my organizing is getting away from this kind of notion that we have that charity or philanthropy is the way in which we solve social problems. At the same time, like I still give people money when I have extra change in my pocket. So I don't want to seem like I'm totally opposed to it.
I agree with that. I've given people money and not gotten it back. I've given people money and they've wasted it on drugs.
Hey, number one rule of exchanging money, you never expect it back.
Is it my job to make sure that you're not going hungry? No, we have plenty of organizations that will make sure that you're eating, make sure that you have a roof over your head. It doesn't have to fall on my shoulders per se.
I feel like when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of like money. Well, guess what? I have no money currently to give. But I have like my morality. I have my goodness about me. I'm just.
No, we're evil. We're evil people.
No, we
Oh,
not.
we're evil
No,
people.
we not. Nigga, if I'm homeless and I'm at the bus stop and this hoe woke up, she woke up trying to ask me how my day is. Nigga, I don't got no money. I can't eat. My AC ain't on. And she come up to me smiling and I ask her for $5. She said, I don't got $5, but I give you a hug. Miles Bridges. I don't care, bro.
I can't imagine being down to my last dollar and somebody walk up to me and be like, pat me on the shoulder. It's gonna be okay. Oh, hands of feet. Some people, oh no, I already just walked past me. No, bro. That's
I'm just trying to build a community, especially when you have a group of people that is creative and supportive. You build faster than just by yourself.
I don't always donate with money. Sometimes I'll go and I'll fill bags of food for kids
Mhm.
that are starving. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it doesn't
Old
always
clothes,
have to be
the
money.
Goodwill.
Like I don't think it's our responsibility to give money based off of what we think the person's going to do with it. Like that's on them if they choose to use it wrongly. It's our responsibility just to be generous.
Right.
I am not afraid to spoil myself.
When you keep it real with yourself, you make limits for yourself. You just don't go crazy.
Right.
Even if I were to have money to buy everything I wanted, I still wouldn't go crazy.
Yeah, it's just a level of discipline. Like people spoil themselves all the time. Like a lot of people don't need half of the things they own. Like half of the setup I'm sitting at right now, I don't need. Like the camera, spoiling myself. My microphone, spoiling myself. My PC, spoiling myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I did everything we're doing right now with like 30% of the value that's sitting around me. Like this is like, you know, spoiling yourself. And I think that goes to all levels. I think some people be on their last dollar, but damn, bro, I haven't had my favorite burger place in like 10 months. Shoot, why not? And you know, that was like 5 of your last 10. Like sometimes you just need that little pick me up. I don't think it's wrong to spoil yourself. I don't think spoiling yourself is a bad thing. I just think when you're in certain situations, you need to just be mindful.
I personally do spoil myself. I work hard to be able to go into a store and get something for myself. I bought a $4,000 hairless cat that I had genetically made. And when I was in high school, when I started making money, I went and got that cat. You know, when you're in middle school and everybody's hitting puberty and getting taller and boobs, and I didn't get any boobs. What did I do when I started making money? I went and bought boobs. It's like, that's what I wanted. And, you know,
Time
there's
out,
the
time out.
controversy of like,
Say time out. You buying your girl boobs and she asked if you got it?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?
Shit,
Who that ornament?
I'm doing it too.
Who that ornament?
Shit, that's an investment right there that gets returned. That's an investment. Green stocks going up, man. That's a good investment right there.
you know, there's the controversy of like, you're going to die from your implants. Like, I'll die a D cup and I have no problem with it.
That's hilarious. She's funny.
So I rarely ever treat myself. I basically keep my spending at the same as when I was like, 19 or 21. No matter how much money I make, I spend the exact same amount. For instance, it sounds crazy, but when I was like 17, I wanted a Lamborghini. And there was nothing I wanted more. I want to be that guy, 18 years old and pull up with a Lambo. Like that was my dream. But when I actually got the money to go and buy the car, all of a sudden I realized like, wait a second, that's stupid. I'm not going to get the car. I'm going to invest it in real estate instead. But then I'm going to wait and then I'm going to get the Lamborghini. And then you save up even more. And then you realize, wait, Lambo is still stupid. Let me go and, invest it. And even now, like the chase and ambition of getting something is way more fun and enjoyable than actually getting that thing.
I don't really spoil myself because I always buy
That boy
my
killer.
needs first. I usually wait till like my next check to see if I have extra money, and if I do, then I spoil myself. But if I don't, then I don't.
I think it's interesting also that almost all of us have associated spoiling ourselves with spending money. And at
Yeah,
the same
sure.
time,
That's true.
spending that money is very unfulfilling. It's weird because even myself, like, I really just like having an F-off day and I just hang out and don't do anything and have any responsibilities. But I don't think about it as spoiling myself, even though that's my favorite time to spend.
I wish I had more money.
Who don't? Who don't? I mean, but like at the same time, like I wish I had more money, but I don't want to be like rich. It's
Yes.
It's too much to come with that, bro.
Yes.
Give me like a comfortable middle, bro. Like, I just want to
Yes.
be comfortable to the point where I know like everything's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I got good
Yes.
savings. Like the future gonna be good for my kids. That's all I want, bro.
Yes.
Trolling.
I wish I had more money. Yes. Indeed. Yes. Bring it, please. Hey, man, please. Subscribe to the channel, bro. Forward. It ain't $1, but it goes a long way. Do I look like I'm begging? Because I am begging. Please subscribe.
For me, I think it's always a comfort thing knowing that I have a little bit more saved up or invested. And I think it could just be a psychological thing that no matter how much money I have, it's always psychologically never going to be enough because that becomes your new normal. So I think you're always chasing that.
So I want more money so that I can pay off like my debt and travel.
Yeah.
And, like,
You have any
help,
debt?
help some family members and that's it.
No,
That's why. I mean, that's
You
why
have
I
any
want
debt?
money.
not really. Like I started credit and shit late. Like I'm good. If I do it, it's not no like super incredible, super duper like debt. Like
I don't know. Do you consider like a phone plan? Do you consider that debt? Not like the service itself, but like paying off installments with a phone.
nah, that's not debt. Debt is
I
like
feel like that's debt. That's definitely debt.
I think like something that like,
That's debt. Because I feel like the moment you don't pay that, they're gonna try to take it from you. That's debt. Car notes. That's debt.
debt.
mortgage, that's it.
Yeah.
Granted, I consider it separate from everything. I think mortgages is all different tier of debt, but it's still debt regardless. I just consider it a different level because a house is a crazily different investment in terms of what it could become for you. So I consider it different. Credit cards, debt, obviously the ones you typically think of. If I'm thinking in my mind, I definitely have debt. I know I still haven't fully paid off my phone. I got like $100 and some left on my credit card balance. I'll pay it off whenever I feel like it. My car's fully paid for, so that's not it. I think that's about it, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, give me money, you know, but like, I just want it for my needs, you know, or just for like a car because I need a car, you know, or just stuff my family needs, stuff my friends need.
I think for me, if I'm honest with myself, it's getting further away from how broke I was because I'm scared of that ever happening again. There's no end because of that.
Bears.
So of course, everyone can always use more money. Like I met billionaires who could definitely say that they would want more money, but more, I want to see a society in which the money that we have doesn't deter none of our possibilities. Because it seems like when we talk about solving problems, it comes back to money. My utopian vision is like a society where money really doesn't matter because we don't really need it to figure out value. But it makes a good translation for the time being.
You know what? That's a good point. Let me ask you this. Do you think money would solve all your problems? Like if somebody threw you $5 million right now, would that solve all your problems?
It could solve 50% of your problems and cause 50% more.
Yeah, but would it solve your problems?
My problem? It would, but it would create more at the same time.
It could. It really could. I think.
It would. You got niggas. You got family reaching out from. I ain't talked to you since he was in kindergarten. Talking about, hey, let me hold something. You big time, big money. You can't go nowhere. Especially like if you got money like that, you obviously gonna have a face. Like you always gonna have a social media following everywhere you go.
I don't know. Getting rich and being famous are two completely different spectrums. I guarantee you ain't know that a single person on that right, but all of them are millionaires. So it's like I don't think necessarily that it's an infamous thing that like people don't have to know your bank account. That's information that unless you tell them, they probably would not know. Of course, there are going to be signs if you let there be signs, but that's the same thing as just telling somebody. But money can solve a lot of problems. But like you said, it could create a lot more. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. What do you think? Do you think that money can solve a lot of your problems? Let us know in the comment section below. With that being said, don't forget to leave us a like, comment, and the new feature they've added on phones is that you can hype the video. So you can hype the video too. That would be very much appreciated. With that being said, this is me and J-Dub. We have been the Afterthought Duo, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.